Hello, beautiful soul. Have you taken the time to reflect on those who come before you? Have you taken time to appreciate and celebrate your ancestors? I wanted to hop on to share with you guys 3 things that I have learned from my ancestors. But I want to start out with a song. So, enjoy. This is in remembrance of my ancestors. Geraldine Pope and Classy May and Christine Hand, and to all who came before. You've opened up the door. Because of you, change has come. I am the type of person that likes to reflect, and I like to make sure that I am being the best version of myself. And when I think of my mother, I'm just overjoyed and grateful that I had the opportunity for her to be my mother. I'm glad that I was fortunate enough to have her as my mother, because my mother was all of that and some. And one thing that is important that my mother taught me is to go where you are celebrated and not tolerated, because you deserve to live the life that you desire to live. And if it's just you and God, that's enough to start over. So never stay in places where you're not celebrated. And that has helped to guide me throughout life, knowing that as long as it's me and God, that's enough. So I don't have to put up with somebody else's bullcrap. And it doesn't matter if it's family, if it's friends, if it's, education, employment, no matter where it is, no matter what environment it is, I need to be ensuring that my best interest is at heart. And even if nobody else keeps it in mind, I need to keep it in mind. And I need to do what is best for me, regardless of how somebody else feels about it. Now, I can be honest with you guys and let you guys know that it has not always rang true in my life, because as a recovering, people-pleasing perfectionist, I was always doing what I felt I needed to do to be accepted, to be loved, to be supported, or what I thought was love. So knowing and actually applying that principle of go where you are celebrated and not tolerated has definitely changed the trajectory of my life. It has given me freedom to walk away from people, places, and things that don't have my best interest at heart. When I think of my grandmother, Christine Hand, my grandmother taught me how to love difficult people. And it was a blessing to watch my grandmother go through life. I always questioned why my grandma was so mean and, why was she so hard and harsh, until I had a school assignment in college and I had to interview my grandparents, because I was taking a genealogy class, and I interviewed them. And I interviewed my grandmother, and she shared with me that her mother passed when she was 8 years old, and she was raised by her siblings. She was like, yes, her father was there, but he was an alcoholic, and he literally did not come home during the week. And he would get paid, and he would, literally, she said he would drop money off, and he would leave. So she was raised by her siblings. And they did the best that they could, but she knew that she missed out on some things. So she basically explained to me that she didn't have an example. So that helped me to recognize that not everybody, if anyone, has seen what, it means to grow up in a healthy environment. So regardless of what environment you grow up in, you have to love everyone. And those who are difficult to love, it's okay to love them from a distance. because what you can't allow it to do is you can't allow other people's behavior to harden your heart, to make you, unlovable. And unfortunately, I learned that lesson later in life, because I allowed myself to become so bitter and so resentful to others for how they handled me, and for how I felt like, I should have been treated and I wasn't. But there, by the grace of God, this principle is one that I continue to practice to this day. Once I learned the hard way, I recognized that people are hard to love, but it's not my job to change them. It's my job to allow them to be who they are and to choose whether or not I want to participate in a relationship with them and whether I want to experience life with them. So I think that that's a great principle, and it's a great lesson that I learned from my grandmother, Christine Han. And when I think of my grandmother, Classy May, when I tell you, Miss Pope, she was not no joke. She taught me how to grow your own food, how to cook your food from scratch, and how to not eat at everybody's table, because you don't know the spirit in which they, prepared the food. You don't know what their true feelings are towards you. And, like she said, don't eat it. You can't eat at everybody's table. And I didn't understand it when I was younger. And I didn't understand why my grandma got up at 4 o'clock every day. She would literally get up at 4. She would cook breakfast, biscuits from scratch. And she would use, she was a canner. She would have the preserve and the jam, and she had everything. So it was a blessing to be able to experience Classy May Pope in the environments that I did, and to see how hard she worked, because not only did she get up, and she had clothes laid out on the end of the bed for us, she had the bath water ready, she had breakfast ready, and then after she did all of that, she ate breakfast, and then she headed out to the garden to tend her garden. And it was just a blessing to witness that greatness in my grandmother. And even until maybe a year or two before she passed, she was still gardening, because that gave her motivation, and that kept her getting up every morning. So it's truly a blessing to be able to sit back during Women's History Month and to reflect on my ancestors and reflect on 3 women who have made great impact in my life and who have allowed me to glean from the lessons and the life that I saw them live. So I am truly grateful for the women who have come before me. I'm not sure if you have taken the time to think about the women in your life who have made a great impact on you, but I challenge you to pause and to take time, whether you just sit and think or whether you actually journal about the women who came before you and the women who made impact in your life. Because when we do that, we're able to address some of the behaviors and mindsets and generational curses that need to be broken, but we're also able to identify the ones that have been broken by those who came before us. And I am grateful for these 3 women in my life, because of their hard work and because of their healing and discipline and love and nurturing. I am who I am today. Because they were, I am. And I look forward to a time when somebody says, because I was, they are. So I don't know how you plan to celebrate this month of Women's History Month, or if you plan to celebrate, but I challenge you to share your love and appreciation to those who are here, who are making impact in your life. And we can definitely, tag those women and just share with them who they are to you, who you are to them, and who they have been to you, and how it has impacted you, and how it has empowered you, and how it has helped you, and encourage their heart. Give them their flowers while they are still here. I love you guys, and I hope to see you soon. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, turn on the notifications so that you can be notified when the next video drop, and I will see you soon.